Hello and welcome to Blackpool for the final time in this current series of the Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Championship. It's been a wonderful event. We've now arrived though at the finale. It's the men's final featuring the former world champion Mick Hill up against Phil Harrison. I'm delighted to say that sitting with me here in the studio is the current world champion Gareth Potts, but Gareth, sadly of course not defending your title this time round because of course you went out earlier on, which was sad news.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I struggled, to be honest. I played well in the qualifying rounds. When it got to the TV, unfortunately, I think I was just a little bit too burnt out with too many matches and didn't quite turn up.
Well, we're delighted that you have turned up to be with us today. It's going to be a great final, this, isn't it? It should be very interesting because Phil's never played at this level, has he? I mean, Mick is not a bad player.
Yeah, well, you know, Mick is one of the best players in the world. Phil Harrison's lost in 4 semi-finals, you know, in this World Championships.
There's the record of Mick Hill, seeded number 4. He was on brilliant form, wasn't he, against Tom Ford? He looked absolutely brilliant. He was irresistible. He stormed away with, 5 frames in a row to take that.
Yeah, I think that was the best performance, you know, I've seen from Mick for quite a while, you know, because Tom is an accomplished snooker player and he actually played really well to win that match.
And as far as Phil's concerned, well, he's sort of, we were saying earlier, is Mr. Evergreen. He's always there or thereabouts, but he's never quite made it to this level before in this tournament, so this is new territory for him.
Yeah, it's new territory, and it's actually be interesting to see, you know, how he actually goes out and plays, because, like I say, he'd never been to the final before. So, no, I think it should be a really high-standard match.
I guess everyone would say the bookies would certainly make Mick the red-hot favourite, I would have thought, but you'd never quite know, do you?
Well, no, at the end of the day, you know, it's pool, but yeah, definitely Mick Hill, you know, is a red-hot favourite to win this match, but you never know what's going to happen, and I think that we're going to see, you know, a really high-standard pool match tonight.
Let's hope so. Glad to have you on board for the match. It'll be starting very soon, but right now we can hear from Mick Hill. He's with Jim.
Yes, a very informed Mick Hill, it has to be said. And Mick, you put it all down to a loss of weight and a new fitness regime.
Yeah, playing really well. Just enjoying my pool at the championship. It's going about my business so far. 1 match to go. Yeah, I've tried a lot harder in the gym and practicing, and you know, a lot of the youngsters are coming up now, and I felt like when I was younger it wasn't such a big deal. We got to look late 20s. Gareth come along, you know, obviously world-class player. 1 or 2 others come along as well, and I just felt that to stay with them and to compete and even win against them, I felt like I had to do the similar type of things they were doing.
Now you play Phil Harrison in the final, a good friend. How tough is it to put all that aside when you're in a major final?
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time. He's one of the lads that I don't see away from the circuit that often. We've done Vegas together, you know, a few pool tournaments, but certainly on the circuit, we're very good friends. We've got a lot of respect for each other. Of course, it's the world final. I've got to put that to one side, you know, and I'm here to do a job, and hopefully I can do it.
Well, listen, we're looking forward to it, Mick. All the very best today.
Cheers, thank you.
So there we are, that's Mick Hill, sounding very relaxed and very confident, although he always seems to come over as such a nice guy, and I guess you know him pretty well, Gareth. He's got that ruthless streak when he's out there, but he's talking so nicely there about Phil and everyone. You know, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, you know, Mick's one of the top guys on the circuit, but, you know, he's also one of the top players as well. And like I said, I am expecting this to be a really high-standard match tonight.
Excellent. Well, we can now hear from Phil Harrison.
Yes, your first final appearance, Phil, your first of what you hope is going to be many more.
Yeah, well, I'm just happy to make my first one, really. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, you know, I'll just take 1 ball at a time and just enjoy the moment for now.
You've got Mick Hill in the final. You know Mick very well. You know how well he's playing. What's your game plan?
Just to try and get a good start and, you know, try and, you know, I don't know, really, just you know, keep him under pressure, you know, as much as I can.
Are you going to be employing that cut break again today, Phil?
Definitely, yeah. I thought it worked okay, and I've never broke well on this table before, so if I can make a few balls that way, then that's what I'll keep doing.
All the very best.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So Phil Harrison, his usual relaxed self, but just briefly from you, Gareth, just how do you see this final going? What sort of match are we going to see?
Well, I think Mick Hill's going to win the match, but I think Phil could push him all the way. I think Phil needs to turn up and bring his A game to push Mick all the way, but I think Mick's going to just
Will he try and slow Mick down? Is he going to spin the web a bit and set a few traps?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to set his stall out to generally play like that, but, you know, I think he's just going to play the way the ball's played. I mean, you know, Phil Harrison is a great player too, and I think he's one of the best players to have never won the world title, and I think he deserves his chance tonight.
So Mick would be your pick, but you never quite know with Phil, do you? Because he hasn't played at this level before. We don't really know how he's going to react.
No, we don't know how he's going to react. Like I say, he has lost in 4 semi-finals of the World Championship, so it is going to be interesting to see how he copes with the occasion tonight.
OK, and do you think it is going to go right down to the wire, or...?
Yeah, I think for it to go down to the wire, I think, like I say, Phil needs to bring his A game for it to go to the wire. Otherwise, I think Mick could run away with it.
Both these players must be pretty nervous right at this stage. They're about to come out here. And what's actually going through their minds? You know what it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll just be trying to settle down as soon as possible. I think it's key to win the first frame, get the first frame on the board, and it settles you down. I think for both players, it's key to get a good lead in this match.
Looking forward to it, though. It should be a great match.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good match.
Thank you very much indeed. There we are. Gareth Potts, we'll hear from him later. But right now, let's go off to the commentary team and Jim White.
This is the final, the one we've all waited for, and what a prospect it presents. Phil Harrison making his first appearance to the final, and that man, Mick Hill, who is playing better than he is right now. Sustained form over some period of time. Some of the best pool that many have seen. And Phil Harrison coming into the main arena, well, he's a pit bull, isn't he? He's got the bit between his teeth, and he wants to make this final a memorable one. It's a best of 21, a race to 11, the lag between these two to see who will start the break. Joining me in the commentary box, as always, Sean Baker, and just to Sean's right, Lee Kendall. Gentlemen, if that lag is any indication, how close is this one going to be?
Yeah, I mean, Mick is the favourite in this match, and they've been forced to re-lag and trying to sort the break out. But I think, as Gareth said, if Phil's going to win this match, he's going to bring his A game, and you know it's going to be a tough one to call.
Phil Harrison.
Well, Phil Harrison wins the lag, and he will start a best of 21, as we've said, race to 11. Harrison knows, as do we, it is vitally important for him to send a message to Mick Hill. Buddy's off the table, rivals on it. This is all business. And there's the camaraderie. That is now out of the way. Frame number 1. And using that cut break as he promised, and no friends at the table.
Yeah, it was a great split, but as you say, Jim, nothing's gone down. As you see once again, that cut break. Red throttled the top left-hand corner pocket. Didn't make it.
Yes, and Phil wouldn't want to give the table straight over to Mick Hill. There's Mick looking what damage Phil has done on the table, and it doesn't look like he's left an easy finish. I mean, he's probably going to be forced to attack the bottom left-hand area.
30 seconds.
You know these players will have put some time in on the practice table, so that back arm well oiled. What an opening shot from Mick Hill.
Yellow ball's in play.
Just like that, he has developed this situation to one of some promise.
Yeah, I saw Phil just outside the hotel before we started this final, and I said, how you feeling? He said, oh, relaxed, confident, and he was looking forward to this. He said, just trying to enjoy the moment and hopefully lay his hands on that first world crown.
Yeah, and the two other TV matches which Phil's had, it's been more of a match play, a battle, whereas Mick Hill has blown his opponents away, so it's going to be hard for Phil to live with Mick Hill if he turns up how he did in his last 2 matches. But it's all about chances, and the first one goes to Mick Hill. He's a little bit short on that one. You can see the cue ball has gone alongside the red. Makes the cueing a little bit more awkward than he would have liked.
Yeah, but it doesn't look the way that Mick has been playing as of late. It just doesn't look like anything can stop him. Awkward cueing, no problem.
But with being the favourite in this final comes with its own pressure, doesn't it? So, you know, he has
30
to
seconds.
show his opponent that he is the favourite and why he's a favourite in this match.
Foul.
Well, that's not going to put him into his happy place. Worth another look. That white actually skipped and jumped just over the corner of that red into the side pocket. And 2 visits now to Phil Harrison.
Yeah, it wasn't that one that was a bad shot. It was a shot before. He shouldn't have been bridging over the red ball. And this is an ideal opportunity for Phil to settle his nerves, work his way into the world final and put the first frame on the board.
Certainly in my pre-match interview with Phil, a little shaky, and why not? First appearance in the final. This is Mick Hill's 3rd appearance. But if you're not nervous, you're not ready.
Certainly what Phil Harrison needed in this this match. An early opportunity. So he said he was feeling confident. As you say, if you're not nervous, there's something wrong. And this will settle those early nerves. Let's take this finish out. And he's got the the insurance of the extra visit. Just makes the finish that little bit easier. Takes a little bit of the pressure off.
Yeah, and you can see the 8 ball is slightly guarded by the 3 yellows at the top, so he will want to keep his 2 visits.
This is our 7th match of the televised stages in the 2009 Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Championships, and I can tell you the winner of the lag has only lost 1. So if history is anything to go by, Phil Harrison has that on his side.
And let's not forget the last time Mick Hill played in the final, he didn't win it, so he'll want to erase that memory.
I think, Lee, it's also fair to say 2 of the more likable players on tour.
Without a shadow of a doubt, either player, whoever wins this match, will be a popular winner. Obviously Mick's won the event before. Phil's trying to win his first world title. But you won't hear a bad word said about either of these 2 players.
This is a very different Phil Harrison that we saw in his semi-final match. In his semi-final clash against Adam Davis, it was slow slogging right from the outset, and Phil got there in the end, 10-7. But it certainly wasn't without its anxious moments, and it really did seem to bog down in periods. Here, he looks like he's just going to come out with guns blazing.
Yeah, there looked to have been a key moment in that match with Adam Davis. Phil missed a simple 8-ball. Handed the frame back to Adam Davis.
And just like that, the farmer is off the mark here. 1-0. He leads Mick Hill. Frame number 3 of a possible 21. He needs a good split here. The cut break. Watch the cue ball go over straight over to the side cushion. And you can't help but sacrifice power when you use that break.
But this time he did get a good split on them. The yellows look in a favourable position, so it's a good chance for Mick to raise that frame and close the score to 2-1.
Yeah, Mick certainly wants to see Phil disappear any further into the distance. He wants to be opening his account here. Getting to, if he can clear these out, it'll be him to break in the next. And he can perhaps just get a little bit of run.
30 seconds.
Yeah, Phil's got off to the start that he wanted to, taking the first 2 frames. That'll certainly settle his nerves down. And out of the 2, it's Mick that's made the mistakes, and Phil's just gone about his business and played the match solidly so far. But Mick will want to reply with a quick finish. Try and oil his arm, get him into this match.
A nice measured approach here from Mick. Doesn't want to make any mistakes. Trying to pick his way around this finish, because most of the balls in that bottom end of the table, so it just makes it a little bit more awkward. Space is at a premium.
Yeah, and all the reds are in the middle of the table, so he's always going to have to navigate the cue around the middle of the table. Doesn't want to be going into the reds or behind one of them. It's a finish that you'd expect Mick Hill to take out, though. There's nothing really stopping him from taking this finish out.
No, this is just the sort of finish that Mick would have wanted too, and to make matters worse for Phil Harrison, it was his break. And remember how slaughterous Mick Hill's break was in the semi-final. If he starts hitting it like that, well, it's still a ways to go. He's got to get out this frame first.
Yeah, I think he showed his intention on the break shot. The very first break in the quarter-final match he played,
30 seconds.
Absolutely monstered the pack, and I think he potted about 4 balls, and they just went everywhere. And you think, well, if he carries on breaking in that manner, he's going to go a long way towards securing the title.
So he's taking his time here, Mick. You don't normally see Mick taking this amount of time and care on a finish, but he hasn't got one on the board yet, so he's making sure that he doesn't do anything silly. Clever shot there, just to hold the cue ball. Slightly hampered with his bridging, but he should be fine. Just draw the cue ball back. And one good positional shot, and Mick will have his first frame on board.
And that'll do nicely. Slow roll this 8. And Mick Hill does in fact secure his first frame. It's still 2-1 to Phil Harrison.
The celebrations can really start.
Clydesdale Bank Premier League football from Scotland.
It's absolutely fantastic.
Live and in high definition on Sky Sports.
Unbelievable. Magnificent goal. Brilliant football.
30 games, including every Old Firm match. The Scottish Premier League new season coming soon live on Sky Sports and Sky Sports HD.
This is the new iPhone. Shooting video. This is the new iPhone. Editing video. And this is the new iPhone, sharing video. Video on the iPhone 3GS, the most powerful iPhone yet.
Together, we're stronger. With 90 million customers and a prudent approach to banking, Santander is one of the world's strongest and safest banks. Abby is part of Santander, and you can be too by opening an Abby bank account with an impressive 6% interest rate fixed for 12 months. Visit your local Abby branch. Similar great bank accounts at Alliance and Leicester. We are Santander.
how it would turn out. It was extraordinary.
It was... well, I'll never forget being there.
Right, car insurance.
There are loads of big brands on Confused.com. Churchill,
Admiral, More Than, Swinton, Elephant. These are all on the site.
We've just got which brand it is down here. It's such an easy layout. It's not complicated. You've got all the information you could possibly need.
Yeah, I saved 215 quid. Confused.com. Great, great, great site.
Ta-da! Confused.com. The choice is clear.
Nearly done. That loft insulation will make our home more energy efficient, you know. You hold it and I'll ram it shut. It's cracking from it.
Most homes have poor loft insulation.
Oh.
So it's wise to prepare for winter by letting Empower insulate your loft from just £149, saving you time, money and sheep.
Frame number 4. Mick Hill is going to dismantle the reds and yellows.
And yet again, nothing down.
Open table.
Balls everywhere. And it's nothing finding gravity.
Yeah, sorry, Jim, and it's a good split, that is. The reds look in a very favourable position. You can tell by Mick's face, not happy. He knows he's staring a 3-1 deficit in the face.
Yeah, I think you might see Phil employ similar tactic. I think he employed an earlier frame where he's used one ball, he used a yellow ball to pot a red ball on the open table, which is perfectly legal because he's only got one red that's awkward, top right.
30
you see
seconds.
bottom right on the overhead there. You can certainly plant a yellow onto it. He was certainly run round with the cue ball with the other red in the balk area back into the top right corner pocket where his hand is now.
Red ball's in play.
Yeah, he played with good speed there. And it's a confident start, and you know, a little bit of a warning sign he's sending to Mick Hill, hasn't he, at the start of the match. Certainly isn't showing any early signs of nerves.
Well, I think it just shows that when the balls are open, Phil perfectly capable of taking finishes out, but when they aren't open, he's prepared to grind out a result.
Well, you don't get to
that second frame.
You don't get to the world number 1, IPA number 1 for nothing. So he's a world-class performer. I mean, the reason why Mick Hill was favourite in this match because he's won so many TV events. He's won this event before. His form in the tournament's been great, and you just expected him to come on and blow the same sort of tune that he's been doing all through the tournament.
Well, why would we have expected any different? He's looked so good, so long.
30 seconds.
Well, really, that's the beauty of 8-ball pool. With you playing 2 sets of colours, sometimes you don't get the chance to play your game. And as Phil showed in the early 2 matches, he controlled their matches and stopped his opponent from playing.
Well, but in fairness, Mick has just had 2 breaks and he's nailed them both, and he hasn't knocked a ball in. So he's not really getting a chance to get freewheeling, not like he did in the semis.
That's right. You need a little bit of luck.
That's a poor shot there from Phil Harrison. He's not left himself snookered, but he's certainly left the cue ball behind that yellow, as we see there, top left.
Yeah, I think he's left himself no shot. And the last thing he wanted to do was turn the table back. to Mick Hill.
Because to be fair, there was nothing difficult about that shot. He just to get past the yellow, and he would have had the red into the bottom middle pocket as we look.
Well, I think he's sizing up, see if he can double it, and he's pointing with his cue if it'll go into the side pocket. It's got to get past the 8 ball though. So it's a double into the middle. It's a good effort.
Yeah, could well cost him the frame though. Good. Falling short.
Good, but not quite right. And that's the first mistake from Phil Harrison, so Mick Hill has a chance to tie the match up. You can see there's a yellow in between the 3 reds.
30 seconds.
As Phil looks on. You can attack that area now, bump that yellow from the 3 reds, and what a great shot that was.
Super shot from Mick Hill, as you say. That was the one slightly awkward ball he had, and he's just attacked it straight away, bumped out into the open.
And that'll probably be his last ball for the 8. Gets him good position for the 8 ball. Well, he's gone into the yellow, hoping to clip off the other side of it. Not succeeded, but he should still be okay.
Yeah, plenty of options. He's still got those 2 yellows up near the top right corner. As you said, Lee, I expect him to leave that yellow over the right side pocket till last. But the game plan can change. One errant shot and everything changes.
Yeah, he has the option now to take both yellows into the bottom right-hand corner, or he can draw the cue ball back and attack the one on the rail, whichever he feels comfortable with.
Take the option of the first option, where he'll just take the yellow into the top right-hand corner pocket, come back, try to leave himself almost straight on that yellow into the bottom left-hand corner pocket.
And he's played that perfectly. Nicely behind the yellow, take it into the bottom left-hand corner. A great opportunity to tie the match up at 2 frames all.
That yellow, and it went, and the Hill supporters there showing their appreciation.
For 2-2. Down it goes. This is what Mick Hill wanted. This is the Mick Hill that a lot of people have come to see. He's won the last 2 frames and now level pegging with Phil Harrison. And Phil, well, he knew that he was into this as a slight underdog, but he also knew he couldn't afford any mistakes, and the bad positional shot and that missed attempt at the double sealed his fate in that one.
And you see Mick, great shot there to get back, and the simple 8 ball down the rail, bottom corner pocket. And they're both looking quite relaxed there. Some smiles all round.
Well, it's early days. They both exchanged the first 4 frames, so the pressure will come at the back end of the match. You see Mick still relaxed. It's been a good match so far. As Phil checks a pack, wants to make sure he gets a good solid break.
Yeah, so important, isn't it, really, Lee?
5th frame, Phil Harrison to break.
Frame number 5.
2 frames all. Time running.
Harrison in his first Foster's Whirlpool final settles into the break. And again, the cut break employed. and a red down.
Last ball rolling. He was quite fortunate there.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a few times in these championships. He just looks like it's a dry break. So we'll see the replay again. Yellow gets a kick off another red. Sorry, that red. Kick off another red in the middle pocket.
We do have a couple dignitaries in the front row, behind where the trophy is. Joe Fanto and Alan.
So the first part of the problems have been solved. He's made a ball off the break. Now he needs to weave his way around the finish.
Yeah, 'cause he's got a couple of awkward reds. The one that's just above the cue ball, and the one that's just below it, with the two yellows above that. So some development work to be done here. Phil Harrison's going to take this frame.
Yes, and I'm not sure if you'll see Phil to keep attacking. Will he carry on with his same game plan? Put the red over the pocket? Wouldn't surprise me. That's exactly what he's done. Take control.
Yellow ball's in play.
But in fairness, he hasn't taken the pocket there. There's quite a big gap.
But he certainly does show what his game plan is yet again. He's got to try and slow Mick Hill down. If he turns it into a potting game, he knows he can't win.
Well, he's playing one of the players who's known to have one of the biggest fire powers in the game, so
30 seconds.
You don't always want to fight fire with fire. Sometimes you have to, but why not try a different route? Oh, that was a tough shot for Mick Hill. Very missable.
See Mick there going walkabout again. Cameraman James, he's decided he'll stop down there.
He's been walkabout a few times this week as well. But it's Phil at the table.
"30 seconds.
So we're playing it pocket wide, trying to pot it. Well, that's a great shot. So I think Phil may be playing the 3-ball plan. No, he's again deciding to defend.
And again, he kind of wasted that shot, didn't he, Lee?
Yeah, he didn't take total control, but all he's done is, he's slowly bringing the reds into play. And again, he left Mick no real shot. He's still got the awkward red, which is below the middle bag by the two yellows, so he's in slight control. You can see Mick doesn't have a pot on.
30 seconds.
So it'll probably just be a safety shot. Take the cue ball up the table. Well, I think Mick may have left Phil off a chance here. And take the red into the top left-hand corner. Screw the cue ball down. You can see the red goes in the opposite centre. The one below the two yellows. So one good positional shot, and now you see a previous world champion, Carl Morris, good buddies, come to support both players, but probably more so Phil. Is one of his best mates on the
30
circuit.
seconds.
Every chance now, if he can drop onto that difficult red, one nearest the yellows. He's looking at it, goes into the opposite center, and may go into the top corner. Phil's having a good look.
Well, if he has enough angle on the red which he's nearest to, he might be able to stun the cue ball up into that area now. He's just having a quick look. I think he can by the way he just pointed his cue. So we're trying to get on the...
That way he's got the other one as an outlet if he doesn't get there.
And that looks pretty good. So one big pot, and he has a great opportunity to take the lead again.
Beautiful shot there from Phil Harrison. Rock steady, cue in action.
And what we have seen again in this opening part of the match, it's a tactical side which Phil's won, and he's afforded himself a chance at a finish, and he's just got down and cleared the table one visit. Needs to be careful.
You certainly don't want to give a clothing foul away now. That would hurt.
Yeah, you see our referee Phil Turner in close attention here.
That's not too bad. Don't think that was the game plan though, but he'll take it gratefully. With the 8 into the corner pocket for Phil Harrison to stay in front. Down it goes, and Phil Harrison stays in front of Mick Hill, 3-2.
Trailing 3 frames to 2.
Frame number 6. Mick Hill trailing Phil Harrison 3-2. With the break, best of 21. First player to 11 will be crowned the 2009 Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Champion.
Ball potted.
And that's the first ball that Mick has made on his first 3 breaks.
As we see that break again, we just see where that cue ball is going to come to rest. Right up against one of the reds.
Red ball's in play.
Well, I'm not too sure he hasn't left Phil Harrison a shot. Red into the center, and he hasn't covered that pocket as intended.
I think he definitely has, Jim.
He's smiling, but that's outward only, Lee.
Yeah, he'll be frustrated there because he did the first part, he'd made a ball off the break, but straight away he's turned the table back over to Phil Harrison.
"30 seconds.
Well, Phil's just looking to see if he can slide the red underneath the yellow. Looks very tight.
Phil's just going to have to move on a little bit here. We had the 30-second warning quite some time ago.
I'm not sure if he wanted that in. I think he'll take it. But he wouldn't have minded it staying over the corner and securing that pocket. It seems to be Phil Harrison's MO. Been very consistent over the years.
30 seconds.
Always seem to see him on the TV cameras once we get to the business end.
Time out.
He's just seen some chalk there on the cue ball. He's asking it for it to be cleaned, or is it on the object ball actually? No, it's the object ball, the red.
Yeah. Yeah, he's more than entitled to ask for the ball to be cleaned.
Time running.
Time has just stopped. Keeps to the same amount of time that is used. Well, he missed it into the top right-hand corner, but he knew he only had half a pocket to go at. It's just whether there's a gap now for the yellow to slide past it.
"30 seconds.
Now, can he get it behind that red? What a shot! What a shot from Mick Hill there. Tremendous effort. Look at this. It doesn't look like there's room, but he found it.
Yeah, the yellow's come off the rail, back into the red and then into the pocket, and there you say, fantastic shot there from Mick Hill.
It looks like he's had a favourable kiss as well when he's played that shot, because the cue ball's been bumped down the table, right where all his yellows are.
30 seconds.
Actually landing absolutely perfect, so a great chance to tie the match up.
Yeah, the one shot completely turned this frame in Mick Hill's favour. It's the beauty of 8-ball. Choice of yellows into the center, into the corner. 8 wide open.
So it's really the simple stuff to be done now from Mick. He's cleared all the balls out of the way. Just one good positional shot required off his last yellow ball.
Just screwing up that side cushion around the 8. And it's going to be 3-all in a couple seconds. Confirmation. Mick Hill, Phil Harrison, 3 apiece in the race to 11. Frame number 9, a 5-3 lead for Phil Harrison. And again, over to the side, he's going to be using that cut break, pulling the cue ball over to the side cushion. He's been successful with it, but almost guaranteed you're going to have a cluster at the same end.
Ball potted. Yellow ball's in play.
Yeah, as you say, success on the break shot again. But, yeah, it's a fair split, this. I mean, reds look like they could be the ball here, because top left, red certainly goes past the yellow. So, the only difficulty he's going to have, he's got a red on the right-hand side of the table. He's going to have to get back to that at some point.
The thing is, with that cut break, though, Sean, you never really send a lot of balls to the opposite end of the table, so it's very likely you're going to end up with a messy table at the bottom half. And I mean, this is better than most, but it's still dodgy.
He's opting to take that red first. Great shot there, Phil Harrison. I think he's got a superb opportunity here to extend that lead to 3 frames.
He certainly has, and I think he's been the stronger of the 2 players. He's certainly kept making his seat. Again, the pattern, as we've said, has suited him, but he's been a solid match player again, as he has been in every match.
Well, he's imposed that pattern, I think it has to be said, and Mick Hill is definitely out of sorts. You look at Mick Hill's body language sitting in his chair, even when he's at the table, it's almost like he's expecting bad things to happen, Lee.
Yeah, he's got no answer to it at the moment, and when he does get a mistake from Phil, he's turning the frames back to him. I know he had a little bit of misfortune when the balls jumped out the pocket, but that wasn't the reason he lost a frame, because he had another opportunity.
A lot of negative energy from Mick Hill. He only trails 5-3. A long way to go in this final.
Yeah, and the last time he was in the chance of winning, well, last time he won the world title, he was trailing Darren Appleton, and he came back, so he knows he can do it. There's only a 2-frame deficit at the moment.
To be fair though, like, that was a completely different type of game. I mean, Darren flew out the blocks. He was 5-0 up, 7-2 up, 9-5 up, and then Mick just fired straight back at him. Then took the last 6 frames of that match.
So, a great opportunity here for Phil. Tricky pot into the centre, but you'd expect him to make it. A nice little pump.
Oh, perfect. Develop the red. And now this frame looks like going to him as well.
Well, in his semi-final, the 9th frame was a frame that he should have won. And this time, he's in a position where he should win this one and open a 6-3 lead. And it's a big frame for Phil Harrison. If he can keep Mick Hill under the cosh, you know, he could do what we expect him to do. Steamroll him. So it's a good positional shot required. He's got choices. He can take the, well, he's going to take the red into the left-hand centre, leave himself straight so he can draw the cue ball straight back for the 8 into the right centre. Just needs to be careful, does want to go behind the 2 yellows on the left hand side. Flicks off it, it's a great shot.
For the first time, he'll be 3 frames clear. Putting 3 in a row together. And it's Phil Harrison dictating the pace in the 2009 Foster's World 8-Ball Pool Championship. 6-3 now over Mick Hill. Frame number 10. Mick Hill trailing Phil Harrison. He needs a good break.
And nothing down again.
Open table.
And he just looks up at his buddy and says, well, what can I do? What can I do?
I'll tell you what, he's got one slightly awkward yellow into the top right-hand corner pocket. Well, other than that, the rest of the yellows are all in the open here.
It goes, Sean. I mean, there is no reason why Phil Harrison won't be clearing the table here.
Oh yeah, it's just one of those shots where he's going to be stretching probably a little bit as well. And he's going to have to just keep control of the cue ball.
I think it's the 3 yellows round by where the cue ball is now. He'll need to navigate around. Everything else is plain sailing. He's played it perfectly. It's a great shot.
Yellow ball's in play.
This is looking like 7-3, and this is a fantastic performance from Phil Harrison.
At 7-3, how do you like Mick Hill's chances there?
Well, we know he's been there before. We mentioned it earlier in the commentary, but you know, if this match stays at this pace, something's going to happen. He's got a break and dish, and he needs a couple of dry breaks. But when Phil breaks, he's using the cut break, so if he has a dry break, there's normally a messy break, and he's having to weave his way through.
Yeah, in fairness, that wasn't the simplest of finishes that Phil Harrison took out in the last frame. But take it out, he did.
It's just strange how 8-ball pool works sometimes. I mean, the game's just not been... You'd think on an 8-foot table, be more free-flowing and open and not bogged down, but somehow Phil Harrison has managed to control the match, and his finishing has been really strong. When he's gone, he's got the finishes, and that's something Mick Hill hasn't done.
And the difference of the break too. Mick's only had 1 successful break. And remember his semi-final where his break was a monster. I think right now that has been the storyline as well. As solid as Phil has played, just a lack of success from the break on Mick Hill's part.
Yeah, he's fine. The yellow goes underneath. We'll play the plant now. Would like, when he plays the plant, that the other yellow leaves a cushion a little bit. So he needs to be a little bit careful when he plays this. Doesn't want to have it to clip the last yellow in too thin. So plenty of care needed. Played it very well.
Yeah, because what he's done is he's played it, rather than playing it thin, he's played it thick, if you like, so that the yellow's bounced off the cushion that little bit, as you say, Lee, to nudge the yellow in.
Just makes the finish easier, Sean.
Lining up the 8. And down it goes. Storyline continues. 7-3. Phil Harrison over Mick Hill as he accepts the cue ball and settles in to frame number 11. He has played terrific. He has imposed his will in this final, and he's had it all his own way. Can Mick Hill change it? Mick Hill's going to get a chance.
Open table.
And you hear the Mick Hill supporters there. They've found the voices. They know that Mick Hill has got to start winning some of these frames on the Harrison break.
Yeah, and the difference on this break is all the balls are spread into the middle of the table, and it's the sort of break that Mick would have been hoping for.
Actually, reds or yellows here, all looking like they could well avail the finish line in not too long of a time.
He's undecided.
He's going reds.
Yeah.
Well, that's
red balls in play.
That is a little bit of a product of a premium of table time. He overdrew that by nearly a foot.
And also, I think the minute rule, when you're out there, goes very quickly, so it can just get on top of you, and all of a sudden you think, I've got to play a shot here. And I'm sure that's happened to him a couple of times.
Good recovery. A little unlucky to be hampered on his next red, but he's still at the table, Mick. This is a very important frame for Mick Hill.
Yeah, having lost the last 4 frames to Phil Harrison. Somewhere along the way he's got to stop the rot.
He's got every chance.
Yeah, it's been a good recovery from Mick Hill in this frame. As you say, after that opening first pot where he was got out of position.
Yeah, I think most of the hard work has been done in this frame now.
And knowing Phil Harrison as well as we do, I think it's highly likely that he's not going to be taking anything for granted. He knows that Mick Hill's got a lot of play left in him. A 7-3 lead, that can evaporate. Lee, you were talking earlier on, just between frames, that Mick always seems to find himself behind at some stage.
Yeah, in the 3 World Finals he's played, he's not won the first session of any of his matches. He's been 7-3 down, I think, in every session. But he has come back and won 1 world title, so I'm sure he's capable again.
Pulls one back, 7-4. Against Phil Harrison's break, no less. So that puts Hill in good stead.
Welcome back to Blackpool, and what a men's final we have on our hands. Gareth Potts is watching the action with me, and who would have thought it would develop this way, because Mick is struggling.
Yeah, he's struggling, but I think it's credit to Phil as well. I mean, you know, I certainly didn't expect Phil to come out playing this well, you know, certainly for his first final.
And he has done what we thought he might do. He's tried to bog him down and slow him down and get him tangled up, not playing his normal game.
Yeah, well, I think that's just, you know, just how the balls have come out from the break. I mean, like I said, I don't think he would have deliberately tried to do that, but, you know, I think Phil's seeing the balls a little bit better. And in respect to Mick, he has had the worst set of balls in most of the frames, so yes, he sort of seems to be chasing all the time.
Most things that can go wrong have gone wrong for him so far, but you know, I mean, we all know he can come back, because he's come back before from a long way back. He needs to do that this time, doesn't he?
Yeah, and, you know, when things aren't going your way, things seem to, you know, go from bad to worse, you know, like the ball jumps out the pocket and stuff, and, you know, it just seems to be going bad for him at the minute.
And the one thing I know that you were impressed by was that Phil looked remarkably at home. He looked totally at ease, his body language was good around the table, he looks relaxed and confident still.
Yeah, well, he looks confident, you know, he's walking around the table as though, you know, he's been out there, you know, loads of times, which, you know, playing your first world final, yeah, having lost in you know, 4 semi-finals previous, I think, you know, is a really, really good performance from Phil so far.
He looks at home, doesn't he? We'll see what happens. What's your thought about the way this might go?
Well, I think obviously it's crucial for Mick to come out now and you know, win the next couple of frames. You can't let him get too far ahead, you know, because he's going to run out of frames.
Thanks very much indeed, Gareth. Right, there we are. That's the view from the current champion, shortly to be handing his title over to somebody. Find out who by staying with us. The players are very nearly ready. Let's rejoin the action.
Frame number 12. McHill needing a good break.
Lost the cue ball.
Straighten off, so that was a poor break rather than an unlucky case. And it's just not going for him at the minute.
We see once again on the break-off shot that cue ball just tracking into the bottom right-hand corner on the overhead shot we get.
The break has not been an ally at all in this final for McHill.
And that's a surprise, Jim, isn't it? Because it has been in the other rounds.
Well, in the stark contrast to his quarterfinal and semi-final matches where he was dominant with the break.
Yeah, in both of those games, he's traded the early frames with his opponent, and then he's, you know, and his opponent's been breaking and clearing as well, particularly in the Tom Ford game. But then the second half of the match, he's just come out and absolutely thrown everything at his opponent and just dominated and strolled away from them.
But what he has done is presented Phil with a great opportunity here. I think that was his best shot. He needed to cannon the yellow a bit further out. Should still be fine, but if he should reply and extend the lead again, he's going to ask a question again of McHill to come out and try and get into the match somehow.
Yeah, the last thing McHill wants to do is exchange frames right now. I mean, he's got to put a few together. He had to sit in his chair and suffer a 4-frame onslaught from Phil Harrison. It took him from 3-3 to 7-3 in front. He's got to try and repay the favor.
Yeah, he's controlled that one very well. Drew the cue ball over to the right-hand side. The key shot looks like it's going to be the ball on the right-hand side rail to the side of the 8 ball. At the bottom of the table as we look now. Shouldn't be playing at any pace when he has a chance to take that down the rail, because he's got 2 yellows by the 8 ball, so it's all about the angles he leaves himself on this finish. Needs to roll a bit.
Yeah, you saw his body language willing that cue ball on, leaning backwards.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's far enough. He may have a slight angle, but then if he hasn't got too much of an angle, he's going to have to punch it in. That makes a pot missable. To punch it over. Oh, he's played it perfectly.
Yeah, super shot from Phil Harrison. As you say, played with a lot more pace than he originally intended.
He'd like the cue ball to come roughly back. He's showing you now to a similar position where it is now. So this is the frame winning or probably the losing shot if he doesn't get it. Needs to get the right angle, make the pot. Centre of the pocket. I'm not sure he's come far enough though.
It just looks a little bit low on that. He's just showing where he intends to try and leave the cue ball on this next shot.
Yeah, he's fine. He can just run through. It looked like he was a bit lower than he was. Well controlled finish again from Phil Harrison. As he strides around the table.
Yeah, and the match has just picked up the pace a little bit here. This will be two finishes after dry breaks on the run that we've not seen in this game so far.
Clinical finish though from Phil Harrison there. Parking McHill in his chair, and that's just what he wanted. Back 4 in front, 8-4.
Leading 8 frames to 4.
Frame number 13, it's an 8-4 lead to Phil Harrison. And he's Looking for a good break here. Another cut break. Get some balls down and a nice lay of the land. And that would be the order of the day. Inch even closer to the title.
Well, again, the cut break hasn't worked. And it has been a good split as well. When we see the table, you'll see that they're all in the open. Not as bunched as yet were in the start of the match.
Yeah, a couple of little problem areas, I think. It's he's going to take reds. There's a yellow blocking a red bottom left, and then there's a red and a yellow stuck together. We see on the overhead there, almost like on the black spot. So
30 seconds.
A little bit of work to be done here.
Well, you've got choices. He'll probably go. You can go the reds, but I think he'll choose the yellows.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I think it'll be the yellows, Lee, because it's only that one little bit of work he's got to do with the red and the yellow stuck together. Left himself.
Well, you say the one bit of work, he's got the red and the yellow which are glued together, but he's also got one on the left-hand side. And there's a crowd enjoying this great titanic battle between two of the world's greatest players. He's careful to leave himself an angle. So it's a tricky little finish here. Mick would have liked an easier finish to get back into the match. A fine clip into the centre pocket. And needs to drop onto one of the tricky yellows at the bottom of the table. He's misjudged it.
An uncharacteristic miss. And again, signs that Mick Hill is wavering.
You see there on the replay, he's hit the near knuckle. The yellow was never going to go into the pocket then.
Well, he's got to remember the last time he played in the World Final, he played Gareth Potts, who played fantastic against him. I think he got beat 11-5, I think it's something like that. And that's something he needs to get out of his mind. He's not turned up and played his A game here. And his opponent again is doing.
30 seconds.
I mean, last time it was a toss of a coin. This time he was definitely the favourite in the start of the match.
Phil's just looking now. He takes this red into the left middle. And he can get behind that red and develop it out. And he's only just flicked it. Really needed almost a full ball contact on it.
Mick Hill won't be too disappointed with that. He's nudged that red even closer to the yellow, a pocket that's being guarded, and making the finish that much more difficult. And though I doubt we'll even see Phil try.
Yeah, I'm sure Phil will be looking to play a containing shot. Needs to hit a cushion. Just made it. Just freed another one of his balls into the open. Left Mick with a tricky table as he studies what shot to play.
And one thing, having a look at that cube of chalk that Mick Hill employs, might be older than him.
And again, a familiar pattern where Mick just sort of plays a nothing shot and hasn't really developed the situation. And you know, yes, he is in control because he's got a yellow in the bottom left-hand corner blocking the red. But I'm sure Phil will be developing another red, and if he isn't careful, Phil could worm his way back into it. That's a clever shot. All of a sudden, all the reds are in the open, and just one tricky one left.
Yeah, we see there Phil's brother Courtney looking on. He'll be hoping that Phil can secure these 3 frames
Which one, Sean? Because he doesn't look like him much, does he?
No, no, no. Phil started to introduce me today. He said the other day, and I said, "Don't tell me, Phil, he's your brother."
Looks like his twin brother.
Yeah, not far off. A little bit less hair than Phil will.
Again, just trying to develop the situation and push it into his favor. And he knows he owns that corner pocket.
Well, he owns it for the minute. There is a great opportunity either by potting a ball or playing a good safety where he could get a red in front of it at some point. With all the yellows being in a bunch, he's not really going to have a clear path through to it, is he? He's more than likely going to be hidden on the right-hand side rail. He got a nice little kiss there.
Phil Upton's just to fetch that red down, just to make that table that little bit more messy in the bottom end.
And Mick has to be careful here because there is only one ball that's tied up for Phil. And obviously that one ball is an obstacle, but he could move it out of the way with a sloppy shot. So this frame is still a 50-50 frame.
30 seconds.
Mick again, totally undecided what to do here, and the problem is he's going to have to get down and play a shot quickly because, you know, the 30 seconds been called. You know, he's probably up to about 45 seconds by now. Yeah.
I think it was just a case Sean had to play a shot there.
I think we've seen that once or twice in this game. That's what he's done.
Yeah, I think some of the players would like an extra extension ball in, like they do at 9-ball, Jim, where you can have a little extra time to think. You know, there's a lot of pressure out there, and that minute soon clocks down. Yeah, that was a clever shot from Phil. Doubled the ball up and down.
It's a good effort. It's certainly improved the situation for the Reds.
Well, that's exactly what I called probably 3 or 4 shots ago. Even though Mick was in control, there was always a chance when he developed those balls he was going to just port him and leave Phil a chance, and that's exactly what he's done.
You just look at Mick Hill when he sat down then, it was a big puff of the cheeks and he's just sort of plonked himself in his seat and he's thinking, what am I doing here? And you see, look at the shake on the head.
I think he's heard you and he's saying, I don't know what I'm doing.
So much negative body language from Mick Hill.
30 seconds.
And you just can't see a way back. There's nothing to suggest that Mick's going to come back in this match.
He needs something good to happen, Lee, and divine intervention, anything. He'll take anything right now.
Well, I think the only way back at the moment is looking that if Phil was to make a glaring error and give him a little bit of lack of confidence, at the moment he's full of confidence.
Yeah, I think if Mick could close the gap, he'd put the pressure on Phil. At the moment, Phil's enjoying a 4-frame lead, so there's no great pressure from his opponent. The only pressure he's feeling, if any, is the thought of securing his first world title.
Yeah, and again, Phil just seems to be playing at his pace. He's dictating everything that's going on out there, and that's the reason you've got one comfortable player and another one struggling.
Yes, and when you said 4-frame lead, it's looking like it'll be a 5-frame lead, and the mountain for Mr. Hill to get over is getting steeper.
In fairness, with what Mick Hill has shown us, should Harrison complete the clearance here, could you really see Mick being able to put a 7-1 scoring together? to try and pick Phil Harrison's pocket for the title? Not likely.
Phil's just left this slightly awkward now. He's having to lean over the yellow that's right in the jaws of the bottom left corner pocket.
I think it's for Phil to lose rather than Mick to win at the moment.
And Phil doesn't look like losing it, not the way he's playing. Dead center of the pocket. 9-4. He wants just 2 more for the title that's eluded him his whole career. Phil Harrison in complete command.
Wednesday, Sky Sports 1, Northern Ireland v Israel. And on Sky Sports 2 and HD2, the Republic of Ireland take on Australia. An international double in association with Hyundai. Wednesday, 7:30, Sky Sports.
Welcome to our Super Summer Savings Celebration.
We've got a host of homely offers.
Look out, sausage!
Like 50% off home content insurance.
And remember, we're not on any price comparison websites.
Thanks, but no thanks.
And we can give you savings.
So you can never be sure of the best deal until you come to us direct. So for 50% off home content insurance, visit directline.com.
Or call us, we'll be here.
I am the original, the first to break the mould. Now I'm leading the way again. Quieter, cleaner, smoother, and more fuel efficient than ever. I am another giant leap forward. I am the next Prius, the original full hybrid. Follow me.
Starting this Friday in the Daily Mirror, get over £10 worth of money off vouchers for big brand products at Morrison's. Offer every Friday for the next 3 weeks. What a snib.
Churchill, can I really count on you for free breakdown cover when I buy car insurance?
Oh, yes. Bless you.
And UK call centres?
Oh, yes.
You can't believe a word he says. He told me he's got an audition for a West End musical.
Here we are, mate. Oh, no. Oh.
For car insurance with free breakdown cover, count on Churchill. Call or go online.
Nobody travels Britain like we do. In fact, with hundreds of destinations across the UK, your family is bound to find somewhere they'll enjoy. Just not necessarily together.
For low coach fares to hundreds of destinations, visit nationalexpress.com.
Put whisk down. Grobbler's the end piece. Now I'm here to give you this.
Why?
It's the money you lost in the game last night. You see, because there was a goal in the last 5 minutes, Paddy Power refunding losing bets.
Before you bet, check out the money back specials at paddypower.com.
Think about a car, your special car. At New Auto Trader, we've a thingy that can search for a car the way you think about a car. And it doesn't hurt a bit. Autotrader.co.uk. The world of cars made easy.
Wickes real wood flooring is a top layer so thick it can be re-sanded up to 3 times for longer life. It's got our name on it. Wickes.
Still in complete control of this final, but he doesn't want to relinquish any more momentum to Mick Hill. Mick fully capable of rattling him off in rapid fire succession, and Phil knows that. Frame number 15. 9-5 the score. Harrison leading. And a ball down off the break.
He's made a red. See the break-off shot once again. Red just tracks across top left-hand corner as we look on the overhead. But, again, just a little bit of a messy table. Almost certainly going to be taking the reds here as he's potted one. Just be interesting to see if that the red and yellow at the bottom of the screen there, does the red go into the middle pocket? Looks extremely tight, because that would be his ball for the black.
Yeah, he looks very focused, totally in control. He's sizing a plant up. Should he make the plant, it's all of a sudden a finish you shouldn't expect him to get.
Yeah, it looks like that red nearest the yellow on the right will pass to the center pocket. Certainly goes into the top corner. And he's just leaving himself ideally positioned to attack this plant.
And you see our referee, Phil Turner. He's in the back, and as Phil gets down for the shot, he gets down. He's making sure he's right in line so he can see.
He's almost sat on Mick Hill's knee when he gets down to have a look.
He'll take that.
It's all about position now. From the ball, top right-hand corner pocket, back down for the one bottom left. And this is a fantastic opportunity for Phil Harrison to put himself just one frame away from that world title.
Well, this is where the questions start getting asked. It's getting very close to the time where Phil's going to start believing he's going to win this match. Now he's 9-5 up. Chance to go 10-5 up. Just a question of holding himself together, because his game's clicked today. Clicked all week.
He's got to just dolly this one in. He's going to drop onto the 8 nicely.
Well, just have to be careful where he leaves his cue ball though, Jim, because he wouldn't want to be hampered by the yellow.
Beautifully played. It seems like every time Mick Hill comes back at him, Phil Harrison has a response. And now he finds himself just one frame win away from what he has been seeking since he picked up a cue, a world title. Phil Harrison 10, Mick Hill 5. Frame number 16. Mick Hill to stay alive. 10-5, the score in favor of Phil Harrison. And Hill makes a ball off the break. Is it too little too late?
As you see the break-off shot again there. Red, top right-hand corner pocket on the overhead.
Yellow ball's nominated.
Yeah, but just feels that yellows are the better suit here.
Yellow ball's in play.
Yeah, you can see there's a yellow very close to a couple of red balls. I'm not sure if it goes. That's why it's disturbed it. Played it very well.
Beautifully played. Just developed it now. And you'd expect him to clear up here under normal circumstances, but 10-5 down. He's got to try and take this one ball, one frame at a time. It is a long way back.
Yeah, and even if Mick Hill secures this 16th frame, Phil Harrison's still going to have 3 frames where he'll be breaking.
Well, he's just trying to do a little bit too much, isn't he?
Come on, Phil.
Watch it again. Again, that looked good and just popped out.
You can see
him pointing.
You can see Jim from the side spin that he put on it. That's why he missed it. Trying to get the cue ball out in the middle of the table. But this is Phil Harrison's first opportunity to win the match. He's done the hard work. Now it's all about holding himself together.
He's going to have a lot of support from his side.
And in normal circumstances, this would be a fairly straightforward finish, but this isn't normal circumstances.
And it's just a question of whether he can get this cue ball just below the middle of the table. Then he's got a choice of 3 or 4 yellow, 3 or 4 reds. He needs to travel a bit further. It looks absolutely perfect. He's 5 balls away from that elusive world title.
Yeah, sorry, I think what he does, he takes the left on one of these 2 reds here. Oh, he's taking the other one.
He wants to leave the red bottom right last. It drops onto the black nicely. This is over, gentlemen.
Yes, and what a performance from Phil Harrison. He has looked the favourite. He certainly came into the match as underdog, but what a performance.
Yeah, he's answered all the questions. He's taken out the finishes when they've been there. He's played the tactical game when he's needed to. He's left Mick Hill parked in his chair, or struggling at the tail. Oh, he's missed.
I was just going to say, that was the pressure shot. He knew, should he make that, he's won the match. There was just a little bit of tension in that shot.
Unbelievable. Still.
And how fortunate was he to still keep the pocket when he's missed it?
Yeah, he was just 3 shots away from the world title. But he's still in prime position in this frame. As you say, Lee, the red stayed over the pocket. So when the Mick Hill feels that the yellow went past the red. But we're not going to find out on this shot.
Well, he would like to have, if he was going to nudge into the red, nudge it a bit further down. Yeah, it's just been hard work. Every time Mick's come to the table, he's made hard work of it, but you know, he hasn't had the best of luck, as Gareth said in the studio. He's always had to try and chase the frames. Well, he's having a look to see if he can sneak past the red ball.
Yeah, you just see he's put his finger in the gap between the cushion and the red. Just say that's where I want this to go. Just not sure that this goes, Lee.
There's not a lot of room. Certainly the pace is going to be playing it. Well, he's been fortunate. So I've had a little bit.
Well, it's taken 16 frames, he'll feel, but finally he's had the rub of the green that I think Gareth Potts alluded to in one of the studio pieces.
But I think he could still be in trouble, though. He might be able to run off the cushion and drop him behind the red and the black with a leave him snookered.
Yeah, I think that's the shot. Got to hit a cushion after contact, though. So they want to try and just flick the bottom end, left-hand side of that red as we look. This shouldn't be too tough, really, Lee.
No, just, like I said, just make sure that he does strike a cushion after contact. Doesn't want to sneak past it and hit the black. I'm sure he'll be a little bit frustrated that while he's spinning it round, is he trying to get it over the pocket?
Foul.
Oh, that's a crazy shot.
2 receipts.
Well, that's a first look at the world title flown by. I'm sure he's going to get a few more chances.
And that's the first indication of how much pressure goes along with the world title, because he should have won it by now.
I'm sure he's thinking about that in his seat. I think most of us thought there would be a point if Phil did get close to the winning line that he would actually think.
Superb shot there from Mick Hill.
He would be thinking of something like what he's going to do and the pressure of it. But he's handled the situation very well so far. Just one mistake. Mick would like to come a little bit further there. Still got the 2 visits out.
I think you might just look at setting this up.
Second visit.
To stay in the match and pull back to 10-6. Down it goes. Mick Hill capitalizes by the mistake. 2 of them, in fact, from Phil Harrison. 10-6. And he can smile.
Live from Wembley, the curtain raiser to the new season on Sky Sports.
Enjoy it.
The league champions.
He just caresses that ball. The best 11 in Premier League history.
Meet the FA Cup winners.
A Wembley spectacular from Frank Lampard.
Chelsea play Manchester United in the FA Community Shield, sponsored by McDonald's. Live Sunday 2:45, Sky Sports 2 and HD2.
Meet the Peugeot Bipper, the low-emission van designed for the city. Small on the outside, big on the inside. Tough and agile. Seen in all the tightest spaces and all the best places, including your local Peugeot dealer. Bipper, designed for the city. Peugeot commercial vehicles, from professionals to professionals.
At Sainsbury's, British sweet corn is now half price. Delicious with butter and cracked black pepper.
Welcome to the thrills and spills of Vegas with Sky's online casino, featuring classic table games blackjack and roulette. The brilliant Deal or No Deal, big name slots casino, Real King, and the new and exclusive Rainbow Riches. Join now for a welcome bonus of between £1 and £100 with no deposit required. Go to skyvegas.com.
Oh, Gary. Tell me what you're thinking.
I was wondering, who could swim faster, an horse or a dog?
We've come to find out
what the sale's all about.
it's about getting the sofa you want. It's about the right sofa at the right price. It's about style,
colour,
comfort.
It's about something good looking.
It's about finding out that the sofa you've been looking for is a lot less than you thought.
It's about us making it easy
for you.
You should come and see what it's all about.
The Great Big Savings Sale is on right now at DFS.
Free your skin with the Quattro Titanium Precision from Wilkinson Sword. 4 titanium-coated blades to reduce irritation, an edging blade, and a unique built-in trimmer. And now it's been voted Men's Grooming Product of the Year, you can be sharper than ever. The Quattro Titanium range from Wilkinson Sword. Free your skin.
I love the fact that you can just go to one place.
78 results here. Imagine putting in 78 times what your name is and your date of birth.
For me, the most important thing is you have a choice of the big brands out there.
This year I saved 208 quid on car insurance and 146 quid on household insurance, which together is over £350. Ta-da!
Confused.com. The choice is clear.
Put whisk down. Grobbler's here in peace. Now I'm here to give you this.
Why?
It's the money you lost in the game last night. You see, because there was a goal in the last 5 minutes, Paddy Power refunding losing bets.
Before you bet, check out the money back specials at paddypower.com.
Phil Harrison trying to erase the memory of a first opportunity missed. 10-6 he leads. He wants one more.
Foul. One visit.
Listen to the crowd.
Yeah, just look at the split on the balls. Mick's almost certainly going to take yellows here.
Well, you see there, Mick comes to the table smiling. I'm sure Phil Harrison isn't smiling.
Yeah, and you saw on the replay there, the cut break, the cue ball's gone over to the side rail, hit a ball and then been kicked into the corner pocket. So a little bit of bad fortune there from Phil Harrison.
Yeah, his sister. Everybody smiling on the sidelines. You'd never know he was 10-6 down. I think, like Mick, they had thrown this match and given it up for lost. So anything that happens now is almost a bonus. But you know what? The closer he gets, the pressure changes.
Without a doubt, Jim, without a doubt.
Yellow ball's in play.
So, McHill's potted his first yellow. He's on yellows. He's only got the one visit.
Yeah, it's a clever little shot there from Mick. Just split the yellows out a little bit more space between them.
Very measured. He needs to be. Can't afford any more mistakes.
Took them out perfect to run through in the middle of the yellows. Take it bottom right, and then left middle with the top one. Leave himself the angle to get down for this one closest to the pocket.
And that's not the right angle for that shot.
Well, he needed to screw and draw the cue ball back. All of a sudden, I'm sure Phil sat on the edge of his seat now thinking, that's Mick made the mistake.
Just wonder now where he's going to have to play a shot where he tries to draw back off this side rail and get across. It's a shot fraught with danger.
Well, he's got to take the one into the centre first, and he's going to have a thin clip. He's still okay, he's just not ideal.
30 seconds.
Just run the cue ball through. You know, last frame he looked like he was out of the tournament, so he's still got a shot and a hope. Oh, he's gone top bag.
Red ball's in play.
I've got a feeling that being able to just run it through and leaving the thin cut may not have been available. Not as easy as it looked. Otherwise, he never would have taken that shot on. That was just a very careless effort, the yellow before.
As you see there, that replay of that shot. Left the yellow, top left-hand corner.
And what he has got is a good cue ball, so he hasn't left Phil with an easy shot. He's very close to the red that he's going to be playing. He'll have to try and punch it and make sure he doesn't push his cue through and knock the red, so it's very close to his work. No.
Come on,
Yeah, was being so close to his work, that was far from easy.
See that once again. Not really close to potting that. Again, a little shake of the head, a little smile. World with somebody in the crowd. I think that's one of his good friends, Rich Wharton. There, he's just having a word with.
Not touching.
No.
30 seconds.
Mick's just secured that pocket, but because he knows if Phil's got that red up the table, so it's a little bit awkward. He's not left anything on. Well, certainly nothing easy. But it's another half chance here for Phil Harrison.
just come unstuck a little bit, is Phil. I mean, that steady, rock-solid stroke looks to be wavering slightly.
Certainly. Well, he flirted with the middle pocket, got past it, left himself nicely on his last yellow.
Yes, it was a great shot, that was. Not about the potting, all about the position. The same again, all about the position. I think he's just okay.
Since Mick Hill put 2 frames together, not since he leveled the match at 2-2. Well, he's done that now to stay alive. 10-7 to Phil Harrison. A good break here will put some more pressure on Harrison.
Mick Hill's launched himself into that break and nothing down.
So the shake of the head from Mick. Can't believe that again from a powerful break. No friends. So he's got another opportunity here. Reds and yellows both in a good position. Probably going to choose the yellows.
Well, I think he's looking at reds.
30 seconds.
He just eyed up where he has to be to get that 1 red. But certainly yellows look to be the easier starter, don't they?
Yeah, there certainly is a tougher finish than the one that he missed a couple of frames ago now.
Red ball's in play.
So it's all going to be about the 2 reds below the 8 ball. Which pockets or how can he get on those?
Well, this is chance number 4. Getting on that 1 red would certainly be the key. If he could get that cue ball into an area to knock that red in, nearest the bottom left as we look from our overhead perspective.
30 seconds.
Yes, it's not panic stations yet for Phil, but he won't want to let Mick Hill get within 2.
And he's just slowed the pace down again now, Phil Harrison, taking all the time he needs. I think almost every shot on this visit we'll hear the timekeeper call 30 seconds.
Well, it's a tricky finish. Tricky finish. He's only got half a pocket to play in the top left. Awkwardly bridging over the cluster of balls in the middle of the table.
30 seconds.
Played it well. Well, it's going to be very soon we find out how he attacks the bottom 2 reds.
Well, he's looking at the angle that he wants to leave on the 1 in the center.
And if he is going to just drop that 1 into the center after he puts the 1 on the top right, he has got to be pinpoint position.
If he comes over to this side where he's showing you as well, he's got a little window, but getting on that red as well makes position to the last.
30 seconds.
Pretty simple.
Could he be playing down there now? That's exactly what he's done. He needs a little flick off that.
Well, this might be all right. The crowd says it is, and our camera says it is.
Quick shot of the Harrison supporters there.
Well, given the circumstances and what he's already missed, that was some effort. He'll play into the yellow off this red.
Well, I'm not sure if he's on it. He has got the red nearest the middle pocket. Will go in the middle or on the top. We could draw the cue ball back if he wanted to take the 1 on the top. If he hasn't landed on the red,
I think he can just get there, but he knows he's got to roll it in, and he's got to go above that yellow to leave the red over the center.
It's an edgy little shot if he's going to have to drop it in.
No, it really is.
Yeah,
so much so, I think he's going to look at this red, but
30
either way,
seconds.
whichever way he goes.
And he knows he's going to be close to the yellow. If he double kisses it and goes behind the other yellow, well, he'll be sick.
Oh, great shot. Great shot.
Just one good positional shot from Phil Harrison now required. As we see once again, nice little shot. Got the right side of the yellow, as you say, Lee. Just came away.
Yeah, you just got to leave himself a shot now. Doesn't need to be clever. Any shot will do him. Make sure you get past the yellows. That's pretty good.
For the world title. He's got to put a good stroke on this. The biggest ball he's ever hit. And he's got it! Phil Harrison has done it! And look at the emotion. For the first time he reaches for the final, and he has just won his first Foster's World Championship. Phil Harrison, tonight is your night.
What a fantastic performance from Phil Harrison. You couldn't get a more emotional moment than that, could you? And he is the new champion. And Gareth, we have to just say well done to Phil, don't we? What a brilliant effort.
Yeah, I mean, he was brilliant all the way through the match. You know, I think he kept cool. He looked calm. And you know, it was a brilliant performance for his first time in a world final.
And obviously for the man, for the first time, as we said before, playing at this very high level, he's responded brilliantly to the challenge.
Yeah, and you know, consistently he's been really good all week. You know, he's beat some good players. You know, unfortunately for Mick, he didn't quite turn up tonight, and you know, he was sort of always fighting against it. But full credit to Phil, and you know, he deserved the victory tonight.
And you were saying to me earlier that he's one of the most popular players around on the circuit, but also getting the slight reputation of always being the bridesmaid, never the bride, because he was there or thereabouts, never quite did it. He's done it in style now.
Yeah, he's done it, you know, like I say, 4 semi-finals, and now to finally win one, and I don't think anyone's going to begrudge Phil Harrison a world title, because, you know, he is a world-class player, and he's proved it tonight.
I just wonder what a difference this might make to his career, because obviously it has taken him to a new level. He may discover that he's got new ability now he's got to this level.
Yeah, I think, you know, he's always, you know, sort of thought, you know, he'd sort of questioned himself, worrying about if he'd got the, you know, what it takes to go all the way. But, you know, now he knows, and a really, really good performance, and I was really impressed with how he handled it.
Congratulations to him. Right, now let's go to Jim White and catch up with the winner.
Yes, a very disappointed Mick Hill, obviously, but Mick, I think you resigned to the fact that your brake just wasn't working today at all, was it?
No, it was really strange. I felt like I was coming to the table, second set of balls, and to be fair to Phil, I don't know whether that was his game plan, but, you know, it worked. Yeah, he kept me out of it the first session. Second session, a couple of things were starting to happen, but no, it just wasn't there.
In the end, it looked like you were starting to feel like you could believe again. You were starting to smile. I think you saw your opponent struggling. And did you still fancy it even in the end?
I just thought if I could keep him off 10, you know, if I could keep him on 9, claw back, you know, claw back into the match. Once he was on 10, you know, even I wish he'd have just finished me off 11-5. Would have felt better.
Oh, cheers, Mick. Mick Hill, folks. Well, certainly now, Phil, the title of the best player never to win the World Championship, that's gone.
Yeah, the nearly man's gone, mate.
You must be delighted. I saw you. You're just full with emotion, and I mean, everything comes pouring out with you. You don't hold anything back.
No. It just it was getting difficult towards the end. Obviously, I got that straight red to win, and everything just started flooding back. All the bad memories flooding back, and then I've twitched again, like. But.
Well, we said during the program, 2 of the most likable guys on tour. And whichever one was going to win, it was going to be a popular victor, that's for sure. And Phil, I know you've made a lot of fans, you've got a lot of fans. This is a very popular win.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm just really happy. My friend has come up, and Sutton, and my brother's here, Rich, and, you know, I have a lot of thank yous, my mum and dad, and Richard Ellis, who used to travel me all over the country, and without him I probably wouldn't be standing here. So there's a lot of people to thank, and obviously thanks to everybody in here for turning up and making it a nice final.
Well said, well said. Well, folks, it's now time for our presentations. So I would like to welcome first our tournament director, Mr. Alan Benton, and the regional director of sales for Foster's, Mr. Rick Eastwood. Gentlemen. And first to our runner-up, Mick Hill, the trophy and the runners-up check. And to your winner, Phil Harrison, the winner's trophy and the title of the 2009 Foster's Whirlpool Championship. Phil Harrison, ladies and gentlemen.
So there we are. You really couldn't get a more popular winner than Phil Harrison. He is the new world champion. Last thoughts from you, Gareth. You've lost your title. He's the man that's taken it over, but I'm in full credit to him. It's a great job. Biggest night of his life.
Without a doubt, and a worthy champion. Like I said, I was really impressed with his performance tonight. And in a way, he did a bit of a job on Mick tonight. He had a game plan. He kept Mick off the table, and he put him under pressure.
Yeah.
Fully deserved.
And from your own point of view, obviously, you're seeing all that going on. You feel maybe it should have been you, but you got another chance next year to come back and have another go.
Yeah, obviously, I'd love to be playing out there rather than sitting here talking to you. But you know, I'll be back next year, and hopefully, I can win it back next year.
And just a quick word about Mick. It wasn't destined to be his night, but he took it in good grace in the end.
Well, you know, look, Mick Hill is a great player, you know, and I'm sure you speak to any pool player, they'll tell you, you know, that Mick Hill is one of the best players, you know, of all time. And I'm sure he's going to come back, and you know, I'm sure he will lift the trophy again one day.
Terrific, but this has to go down as one of the big upsets in this game, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you know, Mick was a big favourite to win the match tonight. But like I say, full credit to Phil, he deserved the win.
Okay, Gareth, thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Hope to see you again next year, obviously out there debating the final. That's it from us for now. Congratulations to Phil, of course, and indeed everyone else who's taken part in this. It's been a wonderful tournament. Hope you'll join us next year at the same time. In the meantime, from everyone here who's worked on the show, it's bye for now.